I'm trying to remember the week commencing 30th of May 2022 what Teshin's brought. But for Nightwave Elite Acts we have unlock 10 relics and convert 10, finally, Riven slivers into a Riven mod. That will be the first time that has turned up, and you basically have to go here on Earth. There's somebody on there you have to see to actually do this one. Normal acts unlock 4 Dragon Key vaults on Deimos, much better now you can carry all of them. Complete 5 scans for Cephalon Samaris, kill 100 enemies with a Necromech, complete 9 invasion missions of any type. Don't know why it says of any type, it should have just been complete 9 anyway. Feed Helminth any resource. All in all, actually ridiculously easy week this week, which is surprising. For Cred Offerings, there's lots of augments this time round. One for the Supra that increases accuracy while aiming. Still want to try that one out. The ammo efficiency for Grakata, Atlas's Rumbler augment, Loki's Decoy augment. Still questionable on that one. The Murloc's 200% extra damage, multi-shot even, but minus 66% damage. That one gets me every time because I wish it was the other way around. 200% extra damage would be great. It's not. 200% multi-shot, minus 66% damage. And Ember's Purifying Flames. Weapons, there is the Glaive, the blueprint to build the actual Glaive. Pretty much the only way to get the blueprint for this, which is kind of a shame, but at the same time I wish it was here more often because the Glaive is actually a pretty good weapon. Only reason I have 36 blueprints for this is it used to be a alert reward, like all of the helmets in here. And the Dark Dagger is here as well. This is the blueprint to obviously build the Dark Dagger, not the Dark Sword this time round, though there is Groll's Pobla Floof, the Dual Zoran Daggerak skin, the Tonko Desert Camo skin, the Sindo Daggerak skin, and the Atarax Desert Camo skin. Auras, to be fair, Corrosive Projection is really useful for going up against heavily armoured enemies. Enemy Radar, don't touch it. Animal Instinct is so much better. So much better. Pistol Scavenger is kind of a miss. Deadeye is good for sniper rifles, an extra 52.5% damage. Same goes with Rifle Amp. If you're running a rifle, that can be really useful. But then again, so could Energy Siphon. But out of all of them, Corrosive Projection is probably the one you're going to fit to most frames, though I still love that. Rifle Amp, Deadeye, these are auras that are massively overlooked. As for helmets, there is obviously Sevagoth's alternate helmet, and surprisingly enough, Ureli's alternate helmet. And even more surprisingly enough, Caliban's isn't here. That makes a change. It's been here so often, and obviously everything else that comes every week that I'm getting sick of seeing. Ooh, I think it's this week. Teshin has, and I'm going to hope I'm right, yes, the Umbra Former blueprint has returned this week. Yes, it's 150 steel essence, but it's worth it. It does cost a format to build, but let's be honest, the Umbra Former is probably the best thing that the steel path has to go for it, because it's just, it is impossible to get these any other way, unless after a dev stream they have an alert for these. But since there isn't going to be another dev stream till, let's be honest, July, yeah, nope, this is pretty much the only way to get a hold of them for at least the next 2 months. Then again, he won't return with it for another 8 weeks, which is a huge shame. There is obviously the usual, the Veiled Riven Siphon that will just instantly identify a Veiled Riven, and what I will be spending mine on, my Steel Essence, primary Arcane Adapters and secondary Arcane Adapters. I just need to sort out the Arcanes first, and hopefully with that big update on the 9th of June, they will add more in here, or maybe rotate the glyphs around so they change every week. And let's be honest, if they're going to shove the Orokin T set behind Nightwave, that doesn't need to be in here either. And lastly, of course, if you have Helminth's Invigoration segment, it's worth coming in and having a look at these, because these have also now changed for everybody, because they change at reset every week. And I'm looking at this and I'm already completely gutted I don't have it maxed. Yet again, this happens every week, but it's different for every ability and frame. Oh, 200% secondary crit chance. That's a shame. Urelli would go really good with ability range, for example. But of course, every 10th one of these, at the 10th invigoration, will mutate, meaning you could, in theory, well, you'll need 2 Urellis to do this. By using it and then being able to put any of these on, but put ability range on whatever frame you have equipped. In this case, it would be on Frost, and that I wouldn't do. But ability range on Gaia? Ooh, one day we will try this. I have to remember to actually use these to get to that point. Oh, and maybe one day, I don't know, maybe actually feed Urelli to Helminth. It's on the to-do list. Maybe one day. Probably not. I'm not building another one. Costs too much. But with that, we'll leave it off here. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.